Okay, my Love is Blind Season 4 fans, yes, we got another set of episodes that we have to unpack. First, we have a very happy couple that's doing extremely well. We actually have one single that get a second chance at love, and then somebody has returned, or shall I say some folks have returned to really start some drama. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T. I got another recap for you guys. Love is Blind, Season 4, Episode number 6 through 8. And without any further ado, let's unpack these episodes. Okay, so with this whole new set of episodes, with the whole new week, we see the Lachey's are atop a space needle. The honeymoon phase is over for our pod people. The couples are now back into the real world, which means that whole charm of speaking with a mystery man behind a wall is over, and it's replaced by a lot of family. Some of them supportive, some of them not so supportive. Work stress, quarrels about cleaning. Even though the pods are over, the contestants are still speed dating, and we know if one option don't work, then open the door to the next. So now this picks us up right where we left off, with Bliss making her very thinly veiled hatred for Zack in this whole half-empty suburban restaurant as he makes an attempt to reconcile.
Do you find my eye contact to be too much?
No. Why? Am I looking away?
No. I
mean, I think I tend to kind of like look around.
I tend to like maintain really strong eye contact. What was the first thing? What was the first thing in there?
That you maintain too much eye contact.
She's like, you don't blink very much. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like,
that's actually funny of her though.
Your brain works very similar to mine. We have similar types of weirdness, actually.
I have to give you a hard time still. It's not like normal to like hang out with someone that's just dumped you and got engaged to someone else. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a hard time sometimes.
It's fair. I deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for dessert yet?
Sure. I'm hesitant coming into the situation because he literally just broke my heart, and I'm definitely my guard up. But there's just this vibe between us and this chemistry, and it's bringing all the feels.
Here, come real quick.
What?
We'll do a little dancing.
Oh,
practice.
really?
Yeah. Okay. 1. Loosen your arms, you're a little stressed.
Wait, am I not loose?
Yeah, you're a little too tight.
Oh. You know, a big part of me does want to pursue things with him because I deeply love him. The physical aspect definitely matters, but if the question is, can you really love without ever having seen someone? Absolutely yes.
So, look like after they leave things pretty open-ended, we see an episode and a half later, they're all coupled up, cooking dinner together and making jokes about food. Then 20 minutes later, they're getting engaged on a boat in below freezing weather. I mean, yeah, but even though it looked like a rush to us, maybe there was some time in between that. They actually had 1.5 dates since the breakup. So, I mean, Zack, what makes you think that Bliss wanted her engagement to consist of getting frostbite while some guy named Tobias tells them that the time is running out on the boat rental? So it's pretty interesting. I mean, it looked like he is ready to get married. Therefore, Bliss is the one. She's mature. She wants babies. And I mean, she's not openly hateful of his owl painting. So why would he keep looking? The other thing is, who wants to hear that you're just a woman-shaped person who happened to be standing there at the right time? Go figure. I know perhaps the better question I know that a lot of people are asking is why Bliss even said yes to this. Now, I know that there's this whole thing about being second choice. However, her only explanation is when you know, you know. And the thing is that what we do see is that they move into what would have been Zack and Irina's apartment. They bicker some more. So I'm wondering, can we even see this ending well with these two? So now guess who's back? None other than Irina, but only for the Micah versus Irena showdown. One night and one night only. Micah is pissed because Irina's off-camera comments made her doubt Paul. Irena is pissed because Paul didn't enjoy her leg touching enough to make this a love thing or whatever. She comes in and say, "Hi, you crazy bee," because because she knows she has to deflect, and it doesn't work. Micah verbally B-slaps her, reminding her that she was Irina's only friend throughout the entire thing. Micah's calm voice makes this all the scarier because that means that this conversation actually means nothing. And mentally, she has already checked out and dropped Irina. Now, when Irina admits that she was being real sneaky, Micah just pretty much hammers it home that P3 is not interested. And that whole knife collection is all hers. Now, Micah clearly graduated with honors from, I guess, the Academy of Mean Girlery, while Irina switched majors halfway through the intro class and was never heard from again. And she was out of the whole mean girl education. Now, speaking of Micah, when it comes to Micah and Paul's relationship, Micah and Paul have surprisingly grown closer. They're playing footsie on the porch, meeting one another's sweet parents, and finding Paul's grandfather's suit stuck in the back of his closet. They both appear to have been diagnosed with the whole amnesia thing. Paul and Zack have frequent conversations on how to make Micah feel appreciated. And side note, why is Zack lecturing Paul? What does Zack know about making a woman feel special? I mean, the last time we checked, he was telling his girlfriend slash fiance slash second place girl to toss her comically large visor overboard so he could stick her tongue down her throat. Yeah. So what are some of Paul and Micah's issues? Well, first, Paul didn't make a good impression on Micah's friend Shelby, who appears to be Micah in a different body. So when she starts making all these little snipes at Paul, he says he doesn't care, which infuriates Micah. Paul, Shelby just baited you. And I mean, I thought he was a scientist. How could you fall for that so easy? This all causes a very dramatic moment in which the two women hold each other's heads and they're crying like they're in the bathroom of a club. And then secondly is when Micah mentions that she liked to split time between Seattle and her apartment in Arizona, which Paul does not want to do. And the question is, I wonder why she have an apartment in Arizona. I mean, we have no idea, but yeah, we got to see what happens. So let's talk about Chelsea and Kwame. Now, Chelsea still likes Kwame far more than he likes her. And I mean, this is insane because, I mean, she seems to be pretty normal, very dedicated. And that's rare when we see this type of stuff on reality TV. The other thing is she really liked the color pink.
The kitchen.
Wow. Oh my gosh, there's so much pink in here.
So much pink in here.
It was like literally all pink, you know what I'm saying? With pink shoes and pink nails, like just bright and just like colorful and just like in your face.
I had to get used to that. Oh my gosh. Even the wine is pink.
I appreciate all your colors. They're all
Good
beautiful.
match, right?
Yeah. Babe, so do you want to bring your pink water bottles?
Yes, pink water bottles.
Yeah.
Come.
So like,
Pink water bottles
what's with
definitely
the pink though? Like what is it's like?
It's
you just
always
like
been
pink?
my favorite,
Uh-huh.
but in decorating, I got this apartment after my ex and I broke up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was pretty controlling about how I decorated our home.
Okay.
And after that, I was free and
Okay.
could finally decorate the way I'd always dreamed of and the way that, you know, was my truest representation of who I am at being.
Okay.
And that is entirely this apartment. That's why this apartment has been such a space for me to fully express myself and be myself. That's kind of the main reason why I went so out pink. I was very self-expressed and fulfilled, and I think I can still be that in our place.
Okay. I'm about it.
Thanks, babe.
Of course.
That's sweet of you.
Yeah, so Chelsea is trying to make a house and a home for her and Kwame. However, with Kwame, he can't focus on the good in front of him. I mean, they bicker about Kwame living in Portland, the timeline of having kids, how Kwame's mother can't support their engagement because of the unusual circumstances. And we can't forget about the fact that he is still not over Micah. And I mean, at this point, they start bickering. I mean, they're all very real issues that may have been good to discuss in the pods, but Kwame was too busy rolling around on the couch wallowing about Micah. Kwame continues talking about how he often compromises too much and then doesn't want to do that here. And so, yeah, I mean, seriously, I don't know about these two, especially for his feelings for Micah. So then one of my favorite couples, Brett and Tiffany, and they are a breath of fresh air in the middle of all this drama. And I mean, I don't even know what to say about them because they are just a little bit too perfect and insanely horny for each other. He definitely also made a great impression when they went out to dinner with her friends.
She's such an amazing person on the inside, but then at the same time, look like this.
Right?
Like how is I'm like saying to myself, Brett, how did the stars align?
You guys got so lucky. Yeah. Literally, like.
The stars definitely aligned. Did I always align with this one? Oh,
Christy.
just seeing her like happy and on this journey. I just want somebody that's gonna put her on the pedestal that I put her on, and that's gonna love her through her faults and love her through everything. And I wanna know that the person that I'm giving her to is gonna pick her up in the way that I would pick her up, and is going to love her in the way that I love her. And
Oh, Tiffany! Stop, Christy.
I was trying not to get to this point tonight, but I truly love this girl with like everything, and like she is my soul, and she is an amazing, phenomenal, like one of the best people I've ever met in my life. So you are really lucky.
I'm like, you're really lucky, Brett. I'm like,
you can take her heart, but don't do anything with it, because I know where you live and I'm gonna come find you.
With that, I just want to let you know I do love you.
Aww.
Did I just hear the L word? Okay, Brett, let's just hope everything continues to go on this trajectory. I mean, they even make out in Brett's apartment after she sees his hundreds of organized shoeboxes. They have great communication. They're mature, working through conversations about money and even wedding planning. Brett is a gentleman, offering to get a larger apartment for the two of them, cooking Tiffany a steak dinner while Tiffany expresses her emotions freely and maturely. They're also good friends to fellow pod people as well. So we really don't have anything bad to say about them. Just continue doing what you're doing. Finally, we have Jackie and Marshall, and they have quickly gone from floating on happiness in a resort pool to this whole level of dysfunction. Everything seemed perfect at first. He cooked the pancakes. She met his family. He accepted her lava lamp with no question asked. But soon things took a turn when they had an off-camera fight. Marshall is returning with a suitcase, and I know we were all taken aback because when did we even see him leaving? I mean, he calls their relationship bleak and says Jackie told him to boss up and be a man. Now, keep in mind, this is the same guy who from the previous episodes Jackie been proclaiming is a real man, unlike the guys that she dated before. So the question is, what happened? So once Marshall enters the house and the two start yelling at each other again, yeah, I guess we got our answer. So this argument started because Jackie wanted Marshall to be more aggressive in the bedroom. But now Marshall can't get that manly comment out of his head. And in response, Marshall admits that he saw Jackie not as his dream woman, but as a project with potential. Yikes. Yeah, I know that was a gut punch. He clearly wanted to throw out an insult that is going to stick with Jackie like hers stuck with him. But since we didn't actually see Jackie's comment in the first place, of course, this one is going to hurt. Now, I don't know if they can truly come back from all of this, and I don't even know if they should at this point. I mean, the whole thing is kind of shaky. They're ready to implode, and I mean, obviously they should both get out before they turn into people that, is not good. So now there's some other drama that comes to a head at a party. And of course, reality TV likes stirring the pot. So I think it's Chelsea's birthday, and remember I said stir in the pot? Well, that includes adding the ingredients of Josh and Amber. Now, Amber's present doesn't affect Paul. She only affects Micah, who grips Paul's arm so hard it looks like she might have drawn some blood. But Josh sure as hell affects everybody in the room. I mean, this man, what is to say about him? Now, I guess we can understand why they never showed Josh in the pods, because I assume much of his material was probably unusable. I mean, he was slurring his words all over the place. He called Brett B Nasty, a nickname that I guess would never fit him, even if he was the last Brett on earth. And at one point, he literally says that he was going to stir the pot. So I guess if there's no Irina, you might as well have a Josh. Josh started hitting on Jackie, telling her that she should dump her MBA cryboy for him. And then Micah and Kwame are somehow flirting again, even though Chelsea threatened to utilize Paul's knife collection if he even speak to her again. And the whole thing is a mess. And it looked like a whole speed dating event that we're still in. I guess we'll never know. But you know what? We got to wait till next week to witness a breakup that will inevitably affect Jackie and Marshall moving forward. Okay, so let's get the conversation started down in the comment section. What do you think about the reuniting of Bliss and Zack? Do you think she should have said yes and decided to work on this relationship even though she wasn't first choice? What about our favorite couple, Brett and Tiffany? And then Josh. What a tangle web we weave. And I'm curious to find out who's going to break up. So we got to stay tuned. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Stay tuned for other recaps and updates on this channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.